Thank you, Madam Chair. In 1979, 444 Americans were held hostage, or rather 52 Americans were held hostage for 444 days by the Iranian. The United States, in my opinion, has held the MEK political hostage for 450 days for its failure to abide by a court order, and the court saying 15 months ago that the MEK was denied due process by our own State Department, and our State Department has failed to make up its mind one way or other whether the MEK should be delisted or stay on the list. I think that's not a good situation for the United States State Department to be in, that it should make a decision. And sanctions historically have never worked. It just prolongs the inevitable, whatever that may be. My question, Secretary Sherman, is, does the United States have a policy that supports a regime change in Iran through the people of Iran?
The administration has a policy to eliminate Iran's nuclear weapons program and ambitions, to stop its international terrorism, to stop its destabilization.
Excuse me, Secretary Sherman, I only have 5 minutes,
yes,
and I don't want you to talk so much that I don't get an answer.
Yes.
Does the United States government have a policy that we support a regime change by the people of Iran in their country?
I think what we have seen throughout the Arab Spring is that, and in this situation in Syria, is when people themselves make choices about what they want for their future, the international community should support people in that effort. But it's up to the people of Iran.
But do we support the regime change? If the people of Iran want a regime change, do we support it? Would we support it?
I think we would support the people of Iran having the same freedoms that all of the rest of us have.
So I'm soft a yes or a no, or you don't know?
That is exactly what I said, Congressman, which is we support the aspirations of the Iranian people.
I think one way that we can help a regime change, and I do believe that is the greatest hope for peace, is that there is a regime change and the little fellow from the desert, Ahmadinejad, be replaced by his own people. That's the most secure and best way for world peace, is to replace him through the people. But one way we can do that is show support by making up our mind on whether the MEK should stay on the foreign terrorist organization list or not. We just need to fish or cut bait on that issue. And I think that, of course, that we should make the decision that they should be delisted and let the people of Iran, in their own way, change the regime as occurred in the Arab Spring and some other countries. When is Iran going to have nuclear weapons, Secretary Sherman? When do you believe they'll have them?
There is a lot of discussion about what that timing might be, and it is certainly not a good sign that they have declared that they have moved to 20% enrichment, and they have moved some of their centrifuge capabilities to what was a previously covert center at Qom. But I couldn't give you today in this setting an assessment, but would be glad to have a separate briefing to get the intelligence community's best estimate of that.
It appears to me that no matter what we have done and what the international community's done, Iran is still determined to have nuclear weapons. Another example that sanctions have not been successful. The latest situation with the Iran government, in my opinion, working with who they thought were operatives in Mexico to commit crimes in the United States. Is there any further policy of the United States other than to isolate Iran, whatever that means? Is there further plans with the United States as far as the policy goes?
The President said yesterday, Congressman, that he wants to ensure that we have the strongest response towards this latest horrific act by Iran. We are working assiduously to make real that commitment that he stated yesterday, and we will be doing everything we can and have been from the President on down to try to move in that direction. Some of those things have been discussed here today, but there are others in consideration. And as the President has also said, every option in circumstances like this always remain under consideration.
Thank you so much.